Today I'll be showing you how to create an X-ray vector image on Illustrator such as this one shown below. To get started, you need to find yourself a source image that you would like to base your design on. Then open Illustrator, File, New. I'm going to call mine Butterfly 1. You name it whatever you see fit, as well as your size. You can decide whatever size you would like. Press OK to open. Your blank document, File, Place. This is where you'll be placing your source image, in which you'll base your design on. Shift and Alt hold down, and this will allow me to drag my source image bigger without changing this, without warping it. I'm going to rename this layer. I'm going to call it source image. This is so that I know what each layer is, and it allows me to keep my layers neat and tidy. Now that I've got my source image layer, I'm going to create a new layer. Rename this layer pen body. Now what this is it's your pen layer in which you're going to draw on, but I'm going to only do the body first and leave the antenna for after. And you'll see why I do this. So I'm going to just zoom in a little bit, just so I can get a good view of everything. You're going to click your pencil tool, and then just with the pencil tool you're going to draw the wing or whatever the outline of your body, of your animal shape source image is. As you can see, I've got nothing selected. Do not select your fill, select your stroke and choose your source color. I'm going to go with this funky red. Then with this color and with your pen, you're going to continue and just nicely just draw a very rough outline, very rough sketch of what the basis of your source image looks like. As you can see, it's nothing fancy, nothing too detailed. You're going to do the body however you'd like it. Now as you can see, I'm only doing half. I'm doing this so that we can allow for a very symmetrical image at the end. Do half and then duplicate the other side. I'm leaving the antenna separate so that it doesn't join to a body, so that it can look as if I've got antennas on top of the head as opposed to one big blurge of a body. Continue as many as you'd like, as rough as you like, as neat as you like. All depends on you. Once you've got that, you'll click on your selection tool. Just hide your source image to have a look if you like it. If you do, that's great. If not, add some changes. Click back to your source image. Create another new layer, and this is for the antenna layer. So I'm going to say head. And with that, you're going to go back to your pencil tool. You can choose a new color, same color, that's up to you. And draw on your antennas, draw on whatever other parts of your body that you guys need that are separate. Make sure not to do a single stroke, a single line, simply because the effect that we're trying to achieve doesn't work with a single line. You're going to need at least 2, maybe 3 to create the desired effect. Once you've got what you need, selection tool, and then hide your source image layer. Now we no longer need that source image layer, but it's just there to keep referencing. Now I'm going to go and select my body strokes. So these are the strokes that are on your pen body. Don't select your antenna, because otherwise it's going to blurge, like I said, into one image. Once you've selected that and you're happy, you click Object, Blend, wait for the pop-up, and click on Blend Options. Once you're here, your pull-down bar, and make sure it's on specified steps. Once it's there, you decide. Now the amount of steps is based on trial and error, and it's based on your preference of what you would like. If you want it tighter and darker and more lines together, you'll go for a higher number. And if you would like it more separate and less lines together, you're going to go for a lower number. I'm going to start off with something like 23. High number, quite tight lines, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to press OK. As you see, nothing happens. That's perfectly right. You're going to go back to Object, back to Blend, and then you're going to click on Make. As you can see, there's a shortcut there. If you would like to press that shortcut, that's cool, but what the shortcut does is it saves your previous options that you've set. So I'm going to click on Make, and there it makes it for me. If I like that, continue with it. If I don't, go back and change some more lines. I'm just moving it over just so I can get a full view of it and the full view of the wing. I like that. I think it's quite cool. It looks like butterfly. It's quite funky. I like to make 1 or 2 changes. Then you'll click on your direct selection tool. You'll zoom in, and then I'm going to click on my anchor point. Now I can move my anchor point as I please. I can move my handle to make it curved, not curved. This is by using my direct selection tool. This allows me to make any changes that I'd like in a very free-flowing way. I like that. I think it's quite cool and quite funky. If you're happy with it, cool, leave it. If not, continue trial and error with your steps to see what you like. Then I'm going to select on my headpiece. Now you can use the same preset options, but as you can see, because of the antenna, it's quite tight and it's not really getting the same desired effect as the bottom is looking different. So I'm going to click back on it, Command Z will undo. Then you go back, Object, Blend, and now you'll reset the blending options to something a bit lower. Obviously, it's up to you, trial and error, but I'm going to maybe go for like a 15. Press OK, as you'll see, nothing will happen. Object, back to Blend, and click on Make. Now it'll make it for me. I prefer that. It's a bit more open. It looks a bit nicer. Move it down. Direct Selection tool. I'm going to zoom in nice and close. And then I'm going to just play with it some more. Make it look a little more like an antenna. Play with the handle, make it round. Double click on it, just bring it in. You know, you just keep playing until you're happy with it. I'm happy with it like that. I think it's quite fun, quite, you know, happy, exciting. That's cool. Zoom back out. Remember, keep zooming out, keep looking. And it's going to look a bit strange for now because you don't have the other side. But keep looking. Play with it, change it, move it up, move it down, move it around. That's cool. I'm happy with that. It's quite abstract. I really like it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to create a new layer. And you're going to name it Opposite. Now this is the opposite side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this. I'm going to select it all. Now once I've selected it, you'll see it go back to my other layer. Once it's selected, I want you to Alt, which will allow you to give, you'll see a white arrow pop up. Click and drag it across, and that'll duplicate it for you. Now once it's duplicated, as you can see, it's now going to be on your head layer, and you don't want it there. So while with the selected, select opposite layer, right click, arrange, and send to current layer. That'll then put it on your opposite layer and not on your head layer. Now you're going to select both, Command G, and that'll group it for you to make sure they're all one. So when you click it, it selects all of them. Right click, transform, and hit reflect. Now I've got mine on preview, and I've automatically set it for 90 degrees because that allows it to do a complete reflect of the other side. If I'm happy with it, I press OK. And just move it into place so that it looks like it's touching, looks like it's the same body. And there you have it. And that is how you create your vector design. Your extra vector design. If you would like to make it smaller, group all of it, Shift Alt, make it a bit smaller, and you're happy, keep playing with it, move that side in, out. That is all up to you, whatever you would like to do to make your design what you would like it to be. Thank you for watching. Hope this is helpful.